Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to solve a 2x2 Rubik's Cube. It's the same as a 3x3, it just has less moves. It uses the exact same algorithms. All you gotta do is picture an imaginary cross in the middle. Because here, there is an imaginary cross in the middle. Well, it's not imaginary because it's 3x3, but there's 4 corners and a cross in the middle. Since you don't need to worry about the cross, you pretend it's there, but you don't worry about it. So, just a reminder, you have to know how to solve the 3x3 for this tutorial once again. So first I pick a color, because the same thing as a 3x3. And since it has no edges, don't worry about flipping it up, flipping it, making a cross, making a flower, or whatever you call it, and flipping it back up. Don't worry about that. Because in this one it's pointless, because you don't need to pair edges. You just skip a step, right? So I find my 4 orange pieces, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So what I gotta do is just form a row. So since this one's orange, green, and white, orange, green, and white, that tells me that I need to find an orange, a green, a blue, and a yellow. Orange, blue, and yellow. Here it is. And I need to place it on the opposite side with the orange face up. Pretty simple, guys. Like, common sense. You do the same thing on this one. See, look. Let me find it here. Orange, orange, green, white, orange, green, white. Turn it around. Orange, blue, yellow. Same thing, guys. And with this one, when you wanted to place your block, all you gotta do is flip this one down, flip it sideways, and flip it back up. Well, you do the same thing on this one. I won't lie. You do the exact same thing. You flip it down, flip it sideways, flip it back up. It's that simple, guys. It's the exact same thing. So now you find your other corner, bring it back up, so it's on the same face as where you want to orient it to. Here's the white side, here's the blue side, and here's the orange side. So you bring this one down, flip it sideways, and bring it back up. It's that easy, guys. So now you have half of the cube done. It's just like having 2/3 of the cube on the other one, except you don't have to do that long algorithm to paste the edges, because you don't need to worry about edges, because sometimes the edges get screwed up and stuff. But on the 2x2 you don't need to worry about them, so just forget about them and just pretend you have a 3x3 with crosses in the middle. Alright, so I have orange, and keep in mind red has to be opposite of orange. So I keep in mind that I need to concentrate my energy on red, nothing else. Like, if I concentrate my energy on anything else, I'll just waste my time. Because I can't solve a green on top of orange, because it's only a 2x2, right? I can't, unless I switch the stickers, but that's illegal, right? So, because there's no red on the top, it's just like having, let me see here. Yeah, so it's just like having a centerpiece, because remember, the crosses are invisible, they're not there. So pretend there's a red centerpiece in here. So because there's a red centerpiece, what I used to do on this one is perform my algorithm: line, cross, L, line, cross, L. So I'll find my L, and then I could do my cross, right? Well, you don't need to do cross when you have a 2x2. All you gotta do is, once you find a corner, then you have it solved. So, in a 2x2, my red's in the middle, so I perform the exact same algorithm as a 3x3. So, now it's just like it's almost like I would have a cross in one corner. Because the cross is here, it's just invisible, can't see it because it doesn't count. And there's one corner. So if I had a cross in one corner on this one, I'll show you guys what it would look like. It would look something like this. I call it the fish. I just call it the fish because it's easy to memorize. It looks like a fish, guys. Can't be any simpler than that. Now, the fish always has to have one on the other side, one on one of these two. when the fish is pointing towards you. So if it has red on this one, it means I pick this side. If it has red on this side, it means I pick this side, right? You know the drill, guys. Alright, so what you would usually do is solve left, up, left, up, left, up, left. And then you have it. Then you solve it from there. Well, on this one, it's just like having a fish. So you do a left, up, up, and then left again. So you solve the top face. And then I need to orient these four. But don't get scared. It's not scary. It's the same as a 3x3. The exact same thing. I cannot repeat it enough, guys. It's the exact same thing. So on a 3x3, you would need to place the edges first. But since I don't need to place the edges because there's no edges, I won't worry about that step. So I'll solve it on the 3x3 as I usually do. So yeah. So pick two colors that are the same on one side. Perform your algorithm on the opposite side. And there you have it. This would be a solved 2x2 Rubik's Cube. A solved 2x2 Rubik's Cube because all the corners are in the correct position. You do a 2x2 Rubik's Cube within a 3x3 Rubik's Cube solve without even knowing it every time you do a 3x3. Just think of the corners, right? So the corners all align. No corners are off. So in the 3x3 I would have to do an extra move at the end, all to paste the edge pieces. Well, you don't need to in a 2x2, guys. In a 2x2, all you gotta do is skip that step, because if I had to pretend I have still centers, pretend I still have centers here, right? Well, I would need to perform the same algorithm until I solve the sides and then the corners, and then I would solve the centers, right? Corners first, centers last. Well, since I don't have centers, there's no point of doing centers last. You just do corners first, and corners first is corners last. So here I have green, and when you have a solved color, pretend there'd be an uneven color in the middle, two colors on the side, these two colors right here. Well, these two colors right here. When I have solved these two colors, I flip it around, guys, on the blue side. And usually what I would do on this blue side is flip it up and do the same algorithm as before, right? So what you got to do on the blue side is do the same algorithm as before to solve the corner pieces. Because you do corners first, edges last. And once you've done that algorithm, it's the same thing. You solve the 2x2 because although the centers would be unsolved, they don't exist. They're only in your imagination. So there you have it, guys. The 2x2 is solved. Now I'll just revise this one more time. What I was trying to explain is if you would have this scenario. One solved side. Well, it's not completely solved, but if you have corners, it'd be one solved side because you only have two corners. You flip it on the opposite side, find the color that best orients, and do your algorithm. Well, if I only had corners, it'd be the exact same thing. It'd be the exact same thing, so I don't need to worry about that one. So here I am. I'm going to solve it once again just to briefly revise everything I did with you guys today. Orange, green, white, orange, blue, yellow, opposite of orange, green, white. And since I know the two corners go there and they're at their correct spots, I bring this over, bring it down, bring it back over, and there you go, I have one corner. And then I solve the other corner by bringing it down, placing it up, and bring it back over. Then I have half of the cube done. And now it's just like the 2x3/1 block on the 3x3. So you do the exact same orientation to get your fish, as I call it. Sometimes you have to do it twice. Or 3 times, which is a real pain, I must admit, doing it 3 times just to get your fish, as I famously call it. Oh. Oh, there we go again. Sometimes it's a real pain, guys. Just picturing where a 3x3 would be. But once I have my fish, I can do it. There you go. So it's the same as before. Solve the uneven side. Same as a 3x3. Without edges. Solve it again. And I know it doesn't matter which side I take, it will always be the same orientation, so it'll always solve. It will always solve because you don't need to do the edges. It's that easy, guys, and there you have it, 2x2. So I'm just gonna solve it again. Just a brief comparison of how long it takes to solve a 3x3 compared to the 2x2. It's really not that difficult. So I'm just gonna solve it here. Please try not to lose track. If you lose track, well, I'm honestly sorry for that. I didn't mean that. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay. See that, guys? It took me like 30 seconds. Seriously. Not even 30 seconds. It takes me 1 minute and 40 seconds on the other cube. It really doesn't take long. It's like a fraction of the other one. Edges are 3/4 of the job on this one. They seriously are. Like, they're 3/4 of what I have to do. They're such a pain, and they take up all the time it takes to. Most of the time it takes to do the cube is part from the edges. So they take up all your time. You have to place them in the correct positions, and it just never ends. So anyways, there you have it, guys. Subscribe below to find out more stuff about Rubik's Cube, and also a couple secrets I have wrapped up in my sleeve. I'm going to be posting those videos soon, so don't miss out, guys. Subscribe in the comment section below. Alright, later.